So for you to be able to use a string data type, you need to do hash include string, okay, hash include string. And now we can say, okay, string name equals, let's give it an empty string. Remember, I told you it's always important to have your variables initialized. So here we are going to put in William Jacob in the string, just like we have that. So William space Jacob. Okay, by the way, I've commented the previous program that we wrote, and then I say cout. Now the string data type here, the string library here, gives us what we call access to other functions, okay, that we can use to manipulate the string data type that we have here. So for instance, when we want to tell the length of this string, what we can do is that we can say the length of name is, let me add an 8 here. It is, you can say name dot length. Okay, now what just pops up whenever you press this dot, this is what we call the intelligence. It intelligently tries to predict the next code that you want to type. So when you press the dot, it brings out the code that it thinks you may need, because they are all found within that library or that class. We'll talk about some of these things. So just for now, type length, and if you have the documentation, it will tell you what the length is for. So we want to tell the length of program. Oh, type something different. Documentation should get out. Why is it on this? Now it's gone. Alright, so let's quickly run the program and see what we're going to get. And it says that the length of name is 13. But how about if we actually say we actually display the name itself? Okay, but fine, it's okay like this. So when you are counting the characters, okay, you start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But what is the position of the first character? The position is always 0. So which character is at position 0? It is going to be W. So let's see what we are going to have for the position. This is how you can do it. So let's see what we are going to get if we say name position 0. Okay, name position 0. We can do it like this, and then when we run the program, this is what we're going to get. And then it says, okay, let me quickly bring the cursor down and there. And then when we run this, we're going to get, it says that the position 0 is W. Okay, this is it. Okay, how about position 3? When we run it, this is what we're going to get, which is L. Or which of the L's? Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. That is the last L. Because if we do 5, we should get A. We should get A, and then we had A. Now if we do 6, you are going to get the space, which is also here, because you said the space is a character. Now, what is the 6? Oh, okay, this is the 6th. Let me do the 7th. Is that in the 7th? And you're going to get space. The fact that you don't see anything doesn't mean there's nothing there. It's a space. It is printing the space. But that is the next character it sees. Okay, that's the next character it sees. How about we look at some few functions that you can have from this string library? What it comes with. So when you type name dot, then you go through this list, you are going to see some of you see some of the functions that you can use. Okay, some of the functions that you can use. But the one that I like is to also look at is substring. Okay, substring. Now this substring, what you do is you can enter, it will return a substring, just like the name means, it will return part of the string that you have here. So if you say name.substring starting from position 2 to position 6, it should return some part of the code. Okay, you return some part of the code, some part of the string. So from here we are saying starting from position 2 to position 6, whatever is between this, it should return it. When we do that, we get Liam. So that is because it's 0, 1, 2. Okay, so this is where we start L and then we count up to 6. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 2 and the M is at 6, so therefore it has to return this sub of the whole string. This sub of the whole string. There are a lot of functions that you can use to manipulate the string variable, okay, or the data that has been assigned to the string variable. Let's also see another one, which is going to be name dot. Let me see if we have. I think if you always want the first character, I think it is front. Okay, that is front. So front is W. You want to know the character, the first character, you can always use front. And if you can see front in program, one of the things that you need to be smart about is when you see a function called front, then there's always going to be there's a possibility that there is how do you call it, the opposite of the front, which is going to be the back. Okay, the back. So now we found the back, and we should probably get B. So the front is W, the back, that's the last letter, which is B. So why don't we actually comment this one? So we can see here that the first character of name is, then it comes out, and then we character, I didn't even finish typing it. Then we say the last character of name is, then we get something. So there are other functions that you can use to manipulate all of these. You know, you can manipulate the data that have been assigned to the variable, the string variable. Okay. All right. Now, apart from the cin that we use to input user input, there are other ways in which you can take user input, which we will look at shortly, because we realize that anytime you are typing something, for instance, anytime you are typing and then there's a space, then it means what comes before the space will be assigned to the variable. But if you want the user to be able to enter something like this, like your full name, how are you going to do it? Let me quickly go with this one and say maybe you want to do cin. First of all, you need to ask the user to enter the name. So cout, please enter your name to begin. Okay, you want the user to enter the name, so that's what you do, cin. Oh, come on, man, really? And say name, and then you want to say hi with the name, so hi, and type the user's name. Okay, and now this is what we are going to display. Then say please enter your name, and I type William Jacob. I hit enter. Hi William. We only got the William because there is a space here, and anything that comes before that space character will be assigned to the the variable name. Now there are more than one way you can go about this. The first might probably think of, so why don't we declare a variable to say first name and last name? The user will have to enter your first name and enter your last name, and we can say, can display both of them. Okay, we can display both of them. But let's do that. So string, we have first name. Okay, first name, and then empty quote, string, last name. In fact, why don't we even do it this way? Last name. Good. So we don't have multiple lines. Okay. Now we say, please enter your first name to begin. First name. first name, and then the user will enter the first name, and then we ask the user, please, we say continue, enter the second name, enter your last name. Come on. Good. So enter your last name, and we say this. And say same last name, and then we say, okay, now we want to print out your name, so see out full name, or hi, okay, first name, and then use the space to separate it, and then last name, and then maybe NL. Good. So the program, what happened? Hi, see out first name, C and L. Come on. And there it says enter first name. I say William. And then I hit enter. Please enter your last name, Jacob. And I hit enter and say hi, William Jacob. Okay, now how about if after taking the first name and the last name you want to add them together as the full name? So maybe you can say you want to have another one called full name. Okay, you want to store them in full name. Now this is what you can probably do. Let's put it right after the last name is entered. So we can say that full name, this a bit, let me use a full space. So full name is equals to first name dot, if you want to append strings together, okay, we can use, if we use append, that means it will come before. So how about we use the last name here, last name dot append, okay, and then what are we going to append? We're going to append the first name, and here we can, you see where the result identifier first name, I didn't add R, and instead of printing these two, let's comment this line and then print out the full name. See what we're going to get. Full name, then also enter William Jacob, then full name is Jacob William. So okay, it's actually the Jacob came before the William. Okay, so that was append. Yeah, appending this to this one rather than appending this to that. So okay, now let's turn the arrow around. So first name, and then here is going to be last name. But one thing you noticed was we couldn't include space character. You can simply include it like this, and when we print, we type, we're going to have space to be part of it. So William, and then I'll enter and say Jacob, and I say full name is William Jacob. So this way we are able to append or add one string to another. Now apart from this way of trying to accept the user's input, there is also another way that you can use to accept user input that we call the get line. Okay, so yeah, so that was one way of looking at how you can accept. When we get to well, as we proceed further, we will look at other ways in which we can accept user input.